LegacyMaker, the All Sports Network.
This is it. This is for all the chips. Work for championships. No, it gets no better than this. Just sit and relax a bit. We're talking to pass and blitz. We're talking to jump and switch. We're talking to pitch and miss. Clean space, kick space. You come to the right place. Beat bait. I don't need to see other shows. I'm straight. Cause they not impressing me. I tune into Legacy. Legacy. Fourth and goal and on the road. Legacy. Down 3 seconds to go. Legacy. 2 out, bases loaded. Legacy. It's not a mystery, you're tuning to Legacy. Check the flag on the final lap. Legacy. 12th round, who gets in the match? Legacy. You want a legacy? You build a legacy. Broadcasting live right now so the whole world can see.
Now, the LegacyMaker Sports Podcast.
Welcome, everybody. We about to get this bad boy started.
Here are your hosts, Darrell Owens and Jay Quimby.
Welcome, everybody. It is a glorious day here on the LegacyMaker Sports Podcast. After 5 years and 10 months, we have finally officially hit the 300 episode of the LegacyMaker Sports Podcast. Man, it has been a long journey, but it has been a fun journey. And we first of all by saying, Jay, 300. We're here, baby. We're here.
Been a journey, and as my wife would say to my dad, "You watching Thomas the Train? Choo choo, muffo."
Well, you know, we're sitting here at 300. The road to 400 will now officially begin. But it is absolutely
see you in 6 to 7 years.
6 to 7 years, strong 6 to 7 years. Maybe 2 years based off of my calculations I gave Becca on the
Now,
I gave Becca on
honest.
Facebook earlier.
Let's be honest. How long did it take you to come up with that math?
Oh boy, it took me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you, it took me a little bit because I was like, all right, if we subtract the shows, we do the years, you know what I'm saying? And that's a little bit over like 51, 52 episodes. So technically, you know, that's one per week for 5 years. If we had stuck to that track. So I was like, okay, I feel pretty good about it. Now, if it was way worse, I'd be like, all right, we slacked up.
And we even took a big hiatus there because we were doing 4 to 5 shows a week for 3 months.
That thing was a grind, man. I remember like, and
we were running out of shit to talk about.
It was like some days it was like, man. I mean, and I see how people do it, but we were trying to do it for like an hour every day, and I was like, all right, well, you know, but so, and then, you know, trying to work on top of that, he was like, whatever. But anyway, with all that being said, we're here. We've made it to 300 episodes. So that is, ladies and gentlemen, our top story of the day. We are here. We made it to 300 episodes. So right here, we're going to start off with just, you know, talking about a couple of our favorite moments from the show, from the show's past. And, you know, it's been a ride, Jay. I remember the first episode. What was it? Well, we talked, and then you got a message from somebody saying you have a good rapport with that white guy. Yeah, it was funny. So I did the first show by myself, which was a 42-minute extravaganza. I was nervous. I was like, man, I'm by myself, and it was cool. I mean, I did all right, but it wasn't. I was all right. Then it was week 2. You know, Jay came in and we kind of, you know, we clicked. You know, you could tell episode 2 extremely nervous. Both of us. We were just still trying to figure out ourselves. You can see it's sports. We were more like shy, super shy. So from that time frame to now, you know, it's a whole different dream. You know, it's almost 6 years, and it'll be 6 years in November. So.
Third show we did how to fix the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, and we were right.
Who would have thought it had been a rapist? Who knew?
Didn't think that was going to be the one. That was not on our Monopoly board. We didn't put that on the bingo slot, and that wasn't one of our choices. No, it wasn't one of our choices, but it was definitely a great moment. Now, Jay, I gotta ask you, what was your? I know what you're gonna say, but what was your favorite moment of the show?
Well, I would say my favorite, just because I know everybody else is going to pick the cheesecake one. I mean, you just were wearing that shit. You're like, yeah. I made sure to get it in crevices and stuff.
He still got a picture of it. It's miserable. I can tell you my least favorite one, and that was the ice cream bucket on the head.
I felt bad because I didn't realize it would give you facial paralysis.
I blacked out, bro. Like, I'll never forget it. When you did it, You put it on my head. Then when you twisted it, I remember my eyes going dark. I was like, "Whoa!" So I do remember that, and I said, "Wow, man, that episode was crazy." Obviously, having LeGarrette Blount on, that was a fun one a couple months ago.
Yes.
That was
I still feel bad for Russ because we kind of shit on his coach.
Yeah, we treated Shiano like he was trash.
He deserved it.
I kind of figured you would go there next. And so it was definitely just a great. That was a great show. There were so many good ones in between. We had a lot of tribute shows, unfortunately, during that time frame. That we didn't want to have to do.
Many, bro.
Too many. I know this is gonna sound crazy. Probably about 40, and that's not even an understatement. It was probably about at least 40 plus. But in a lot of memory shows, I think another fun one for me. I think we did one with Rob, and you pinched Rob, and Rob jumped out of the seat on the left side, and that Jake was funny. And like he jumped out on the left side. And that was
like, you're not supposed to be that strong.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be that strong. That was a fun one. I mean, there was so many good ones, man. We had Coach Rhodes on. We had the chance to sit back and talk to him right when COVID was going on. So, so many great memories, so many good talks. It's been great so far. I mean, we're just scratching the surface in year 5.
I was gonna say, you're saying so far. I mean, every great thing is gonna have trials. Right. That's what makes it great, because if you don't have the trials, it's not worth it.
Exactly. And we grow from there, man. And it's been absolutely great. So let's toast to, I wish I had a drink here, but we'll toast to to the next 100 episodes. And then hopefully after that, the next, 300 episodes. So
now to the next adventure.
There you go. I like that. To the next adventure. So that is episode, our memories, our favorite memories. But now we got some stuff to get into. But before we get, how you like this, Jay? Did you think I did a good job on that? Look at the balloon.
I thought it was all right, but like, the way my head's turned, it looks like I'm going to eat them damn things.
Oh, but don't eat the balloons, sir. That's not going to be
now, cute. The next event, I stole that from my wife, by the way, because that's what she said. No, it's what she said for our wedding thing.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
She's a sweetheart.
She is.
Deserves better.
Don't get something thrown at you while the show's going on. All right, so we got a lot to get into today, y'all. So we're doing we got to kind of combine them today. We've been doing separate shows for our 4 days, but we're actually going to compact 2 today. So we're going to the West, AFC West, NFC West, to finish off our 4 days. Me and Jay got some busy weeks coming up ahead. We will be back.
I'm going to Disney, bitches.
Jay's going to Disneyland. High school football start next week, and so Disney World. So we're gonna have the shows here. We're recalculating to figure out what days we're gonna have it, but we will be back as the season gets started. So definitely by week 2 of the season, we'll be back and ready to roll. So with all that being said,
I want to know why they want to. The NFL seems they want to kill me. They want me to die. No, because who did we play first week last year?
Dallas
Desperados.
Yeah.
Guess who we play first this week?
Dallas. Arlington Desperados, baby, all day, every day. You know how that goes. Look, just for you, brother, just for you. Now, before we get into our 4 days, we got this is, I can't believe we're saying this. We've been talking about it for a year. This is our very last Deshaun Watson update. It's our very last.
Are you sure?
Well, we're hoping that it's our very last Deshaun Watson update. We've been, I think, every show since last year we've had the Deshaun Watson update. Mariners beat the Guardians. Yes, sir. 3-1. Let's go.
Are you joking?
Yes, sir. I just throw that in there.
No, we need steroid test on the pitcher.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Did you see the punter that did the 81-yard punt and then got a random drug test?
Yeah, they gave my man a drug test right afterwards. It was like, look, drug test. Gotta go down. Nothing else. Nothing more.
But okay, let's talk about Rubgate.
Rubgate. But that's what it is. Look, all right. So final verdict here. They originally got the 6-game suspension. They went from the 6th game. After some more deliberation, they come to a settlement. 11 games. $5 million.
Feels okay. The 11 games feel set up. I felt they wanted to do 12, but in week 12 or what could be
I think
13.
they
Play
something
who?
like that. Yeah, they
Who do they
play
play?
the Houston Texans in Houston. I tell you what, I don't care what the NFL says. They had to know when they looked and said, man, this is probably not a good idea. But no. The NFL said the ratings are going to be bonkers, baby. We got to do it. We got to do it. That ratings are going to be bonkers.
Goodell got an email from Vince McMahon and said, "Let me teach you how to write a good story."
Yeah. Well, that's definitely what it seems like. I mean, we're going back and look at the whole situation. I let me ask you this: do you think Cleveland will be able to at least stay relevant because all of the rest of that team is talented all the way through.
Well,
and this is not trashing Jacoby Brissett, because we've seen Jacoby, win some games.
He's always been a great back.
Right.
I mean, but keyword backup. He's always been a great backup.
Right. So we're looking at a chance like if they can somehow be 5-5, about time he gets back, or I guess 5-6 or 6-5, as long as they don't stay too far off the pace, maybe like 4-6. Anything below 4-6 is going to be a disaster for him, because they're going to have to, he's going to be just playing his first game. You want to at least be at 500, so it makes it feel like, all right, we're coming in there and going from there.
But Brissett's very long in the tooth, so he's been in the league a hot minute. Mm-hmm. The two guys behind him, one had all types of potential. The other one has been I see Josh Dobbs as the new Josh Johnson. He'll be in the league a long time, different places, because he can get things done.
Right.
But not that top tier quarterback. Rosen never had the right chance to get where he needed to be. The main thing, though, if they trade Kareem Hunt, they will not have a good year this year. They need that two-headed monster.
I agree 100%. I mean, yes, they Dearness Johnson showed some flashes last year, but we saw how important Hunt was to that team at the beginning of last year before he ran into injuries. So you want that team to be, ready to roll, ready to make sure things are flying. You want that. You got to have that. But it's going to be interesting, because that Texas game, that might, I know it's going to sound good, that might be the highest rated game of the year besides the Super Bowl. It might be the highest rated game in the regular season for sure. They've hyped this situation has been going on for so long now.
Did you hear what the Jaguars fans were chanting at him? Imagine what Houston's going to do to him, bro.
Man, Houston's going to let him have it. The question are the Texans going to even let him back in the door? They'd be like, look, man.
They'll be like this. We need you to sign this NDA, and then you can come in.
Would that'd be just a different level of petty. It would be hilarious though, if that was the case. But
yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at this, Jay, and it's finally come to a semi-end here. We're hoping that we don't have any more craziness. I mean, obviously, when week 13 comes, we'll definitely be talking about Deshaun Watson and all the crazy stuff that was going on with that. So we'll definitely be on the lookout for that, y'all, as the time goes along. Now, before we get into our 4 days, because we got 2 sets of 4 days a day, let's give some love. Pops is in the room under.
What's up, Dad?
Pops is watching. Good to have you, Pops. Thanks for always being supportive, brother. Appreciate it, Dad. You're one of the best, my man. And then Becca comes in. Hey, y'all, we made it. The 300 episode. Just so good to be here. Steven Atkins, our man Steven, comes in 300 for Steven. Steven has been one of our ride or dies from the beginning, man. So appreciate you, Steven, for being amazing.
I got the blessing, and I met up with him at one of the preseason games they had.
Yeah. I know I saw him posted on Twitter the other day. I was like, man, I remember that.
He's shorter in real life.
Becca says, hopefully it won't take 3 more years. Hopefully it won't, Becca. I'm hoping that's not the case. Becca says the cheesecake episode was her favorite. It's still legendary to this, man. That was episode 74. And that one lives in infamy. That's right. My man, Steven the Dream into the reality. And then Becca with the ice cream episode, Steven says Darrell shaving his eyebrow. That never actually happened, Steven. We got lucky. We talked about it so much it seemed like
Jay is still stalking one of them brows.
Steven, he's still trying to get the eyebrow. I don't think I'm going to let him get it.
I even tried to do the be nice and do the vanilla ice line, But he
No,
said
we're not doing that. These eyebrows are precious.
I-
Becca says
That
Jay
was
with the blue
dumbest-
hair.
I tried to be nice because Darrell loses.
I
almost
was
every
losing
bet that we've ever done.
consistently in these bets. That's why we don't bet
And
anymore.
so I just let him do it. But then my daughter, bless her heart, as you Southerners say, used enough hair dye that I had to take a SOS pad to get it off my scalp.
Oh my goodness!
After
Yeah,
3
I
weeks,
remember
my
that.
head it still looked like I wore
It
a
was
Smurf's
still
as a hat.
it was still a bad deal. Our man Drew Willingham here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network is at 300. We are there. Congratulations, fellas, on 300. Thank you, Drew. Appreciate it. We got Steven with Bad Boy for Life. We are bad boys for life. Who would you be, Will Smith or Martin Lawrence? I would say Martin Lawrence because
I'm
Martin.
short.
Yeah, but that wasn't the reason though. I was gonna say you're the funny.
Okay.
I was gonna say you're the funnier of us two, comedic wise. So I was gonna.
Oh,
That's what I was going with. But you said shorter.
You think Don Juan too because you're like I wear the good clothes and all.
No, I mean, look,
Bullshit.
I got in trouble for smacking Will Smith. So smacking Chris Rock. So I don't know if that's going to be a good look for me. And before we move on, Drew says I refuse to talk about Deshaun Watson until week 12 and when he returns to football and Rubgate. He loved the Rubgate one. I love that. Love that. And then the Chosen One says, this is one of the best shows on the network. Thank you both. Thank you, Chosen One. We truly appreciate that. Truly appreciate that. All right, y'all, let's get to it. 4 days. It is here. We got two divisions to go through. And first, we're going through the AFC West. All right, so AFC West, this division, Jay, is going to be a hot division. Most people are saying right off the bat, this is going to be the best. This is the best division in football. They haven't even touched the field yet, but there's so much star power switched over in the offseason. Each team got better in their own way. The only team that you can say may have not got better was the Chiefs because they lost Tyreek Hill and they lost the Honey Badger. But they're still the Chiefs, and they play the Packers tonight. Go Pack, go! But yeah, so sitting there looking at this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not gonna disagree. For me, okay. If you look at Vegas, the one thing that Vegas they got the star power, but let's go look at who's their head coach again. Oh yeah, McDaniels, right?
Right.
What has he done? He's a good OC, has a head coach. He's not been that consistent. He's not been that great. He does a lot of different looks. Carr is a good quarterback, but I mean, Josh Jacobs was the man. I mean, he literally held everything up. I don't like what I'm getting very much Greg Schiano, Chip Kelly type of thing going on with Dick McDaniels because anybody that was there that they could have shipped out, they've done. Alex Leatherwood, they're talking about releasing him when they cut down to 53.
Well, we heard that Jacobs is also a person that they didn't give Jacobs his 5th-year option, and Jacobs has had a good run there to an extent. So he's had some injuries here and there. But hey, all right. Well, let's start off with the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos last year 7-10, 4th in the division. Key addition, it's an easy one. Russell Wilson. Key loss, Kyle Fuller. There were some other ones in there in the mix, but Jay, what are your thoughts on this Denver Broncos team? That's why I said this division on paper looks extremely dangerous.
That's a whole different. I mean, this could potentially be an explosive offense compared to the year that Peyton Manning played for him.
Right.
When I remember I was in Roanoke doing training that first game when Peyton threw 7 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
And Wilson is still so underrated. And plus being where he's at with I'm excited. I don't care who is on the outside. He'll get them the ball. I mean, he did so much with so less his entire time in Seattle that, I mean, they could easily win the division, but we got to see how well the other side of the ball holds up. Because like you said, Fuller is a big, big loss. And, I mean, they replaced him with Kareem Jackson. That man is older, and I mean, he was a first-round pick. Ronald Darby is a pass interference machine. I just no.
It was a pass interference machine.
We saw him a lot, and he was always getting pass interference or holding, or hands on the body 5 yards past.
Right.
I just don't like him. No. So
yeah,
I see them second or third.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I don't know how that. My fault.
You did it.
My fault.
Well, I mean, what do you think?
I look at the Broncos team, and I say to myself, they're extremely. It's tough because they lost Tim Patrick, who had a pretty good year last year. I think their running game is going to be good. Javonte Williams had a really good year last year, or at least was coming on towards the end of last year. I like what he does. I like him as a player. And I think, obviously Russell's going to make you better. I like the team. Their defense is pretty solid. Some people say they got the best defense in this division. And so it's that I've heard that. I'm not saying it. I personally think it's the Chargers, but that's here or there.
Let's say you Chubb or Surtain, either one of those two get hurt. Those are your two stars. Gregory Randy. Is he going to get arrested? Is he going to?
He's going to get in trouble.
I'm not trying to be mean, but
no, but you're right though.
The man was a first-round pick, and he got in trouble before the combine.
Right.
And I think he got second round, and then when he was getting ready to re-sign up with Dallas, he had other things happen.
Yeah, and then he changed his mind. It's like right at the end, everybody thought he was coming back to Dallas. He's like, "Nah, bro, I'm good." And he heads to Denver. It was, and then I remember you said, Jay, famously, it must be another fax machine situation out there in Denver. So, I mean, I don't know how they figured it out. Maybe Dallas, they sent the fax machine to Dallas, and that's what ended up happening. But this Broncos team is going to be interesting. I know Lamont's going to be excited to see what they can do this year.
They'll make the playoffs. Let's just say that.
This whole division might make the playoffs, Jay. That's the scary part. That's the scary part.
I'm not going to disagree, but
we'll see. At least I feel like two, at least three teams, I think.
I can agree with three, but you figure they play each other twice. There's got to be a loser every time.
Yeah, somebody's going to get beat up in this division. Somebody's going to take a rough one in this division. Next one, the Los Angeles Chargers. 9-8 last year. They missed the playoffs just by a little bit. There's a lot of key additions on this team. It was hard to just pick one because you got J.C. Jackson and obviously Khalil Mack. I mean, Khalil Mack coming over from Chicago. Could you just the thought of Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa just attacking quarterbacks on the loose is a scary deal, Jay.
And Derwin James getting an extension.
Yep.
That backfield or on the defensive side is literally here. Let me see what we got here. We got Callahan from Denver. Sante Samuel Jr., Nazar Adley, Derwin James, and J.C. Jackson is if you're playing nickel, that's who you got on. I mean, why would you not play nickel every down if you had that?
That's true.
And then, like you said, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack. They got Austin Johnson. He's a big man. But
he's a big man.
He's a big man.
He's a big man.
he is. But they drafted Jerry Tillery. I believe I'm saying it wrong.
Yeah.
In 19, and he hasn't panned out. They got to get rid of him. And if they could get I know they won't. They couldn't afford him, but if somebody like Sue. They are a Vita Vita type to play in that center because they play a 3-4.
Let's pray they don't get Sue. If they get Sue, man, that defense is going to be crazy. And I know Sue's not the same guy that he was maybe obviously 5 or 6, maybe 10 years ago, but he's still a productive player.
Tampa.
Yeah, he's still productive. He's still dangerous. This Chargers team is, I know it's going to sound great. Anybody can finish first in this division. I wouldn't be surprised. This Chargers to me it seemed like the team that have the edge and finishing first in this division, in my opinion. But
Well,
it's still kind of touch and go because there's so many elements and so many storylines.
well, and I agree because Mike Williams is, I hate to say last year was his best year. He was
Right.
healthy, but the Clemson always getting hurt.
Right.
Guyton has really stepped up as a go-to guy for Herbert. And, you still got Keenan Allen, who is one of the most not talked about Pro Bowl wide receivers in the entire league.
He just performs. And,
exactly.
and it's just they're going to be – last year they had Jared Cook. I don't know who their tight end is this year, so don't give me the line out there. But
Gerald Everett.
Gerald Everett, I'm not sure. Oh, Gerald Everett, I know Gerald Everett from he was with the Rams last year. So they're going to be good. They should be.
First round pick. They got the best guard in the draft.
If they underperform this year, their coach is getting fired because it's been 2 years. A lot of people thought this Chargers team would already been in the playoffs. They don't make it this year. Somebody may lose a job. That's just how I feel about that.
I hear Jack Del Rio is available.
No, we're not doing that. Next one. Speaking of Jack Del Rio, used to be a Raider. But the Raiders last year, 10-7, made the playoffs, second in the division. Key addition, obviously. You get the best receiver. Why are you laughing? Why are we doing it? I'm trying to be professional here, sir. I don't need you to come up here and make me feel bad.
I didn't make you feel bad because you didn't get anything for him.
That's not true. That's not true. Look, we're not doing this right now.
Didn't you all trade back what you got for him?
Yeah, we did. I think we ended up getting another pick, and then I think that's how we got Dubs. So I'll take it. I mean, Dubs out of it. Technically, Watson.
Well, technically, schmeckily, stats don't lie.
What
They're
is
both
schmeckily?
Until you see it on the field, it don't mean a damn thing.
That's true. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm not. We'll talk about the Packers later. But this Raiders team, Devontae and Carr meet back up. But a lot of people we got to be honest with you. They have probably one of the best receiving cores, as including Waller, in the league. And having Hunter Renfrow, who had a phenomenal year last year, bringing in Devontae Adams. This team offensively, with Jacobs at running back.
Oh wow!
They should be impressive, right? They brought in Chandler Jones as well on the defensive side.
Well, and then Keelan Cole, they brought in Mac Hollis from Miami as wide receiver backup. I mean, hell, maybe y'all should have got a wide receiver too instead of just picks.
Come on, man! I told you, I wanted Hunter Renfrow, but I know that wasn't going to happen. They should have made that trade.
They got Chandler Jones, who's I think he's like 85, still playing.
Mm-hmm.
Max Crosby. I love Carl Nass was a huge loss, but he came back to play for Tampa, so I'm okay with that.
I bet you are, sir.
Rock Yeltsin is good. Jonathan Abraham, to me, he's been all right, but he hasn't been worthy of the first round pick, Right.
But that's first round picks. That's how they treat you.
Well,
that's how they treat you.
if you go back, I don't think they have any of their 20 picks left on the team, bro.
See, that's the crazy part. I look at this team. This is another team that has so much I don't want to say potential, but potential. They made the playoffs last year. A lot of people thought that they had Cincinnati. You just couldn't pull it off in the end. Cincinnati was just working magic in their playoff run. And, Carr last year, we talked about this multiple times on the show. The leadership was absolutely amazing. For him to go through what he went through last year as a quarterback and somehow still lead that team to the playoffs. I mean, there was a lot of points during the season where he was getting MVP consideration. I know when I was doing one-on-ones, he was in my top five. He was in my top five for at least half of the season, if not more. I really am intrigued to see what him, Adams, and Renfrow and Waller do together. I mean, that stadium should be rocking in Vegas.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not going to disagree. Everything on the one side is there. If the other side falls together, again, if you look at McDaniels, what he doesn't focus on defense. He's about scoring points. If they don't put up the points, they're losing the games. So
100.
I could easily say the Raiders could be the worst team in the division at this point, because you just got to – I'm worried about that, because I don't like their defensive coordinator. I don't think he did right. He's trying to keep the Belichick tree in, but, Belichick, it only works in New England, I've seen. And then, again, the Raiders always find a way to be in controversy because the whole Brady, Gronk, Gruden.
Yeah, that was crazy. And my man Gruden said, "No, bro." I tell you, boy, he just knows how to just mess up franchises. God bless him. I look, I know his whole situation has been crazy, but he just, man,
he got us a championship. Did you all just see the Bills news?
What happened with the Bills here? Well, let me see what we missed. Did we miss anything? You're gonna have to drop that in there, Bex. I didn't see anything on I didn't see anything on there, so we'll have to peek into that. Jay's gonna take a look into it. But yeah, so I look at this team overall, and another team where if they win the division, I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, this division is gonna be wide open. Next one, the Kansas City Chiefs, 12-5, first in the division. Key addition. This one was tough for me because you got Juju Schuster. I always say his name backwards. Juju Smith-Schuster. I always want to say Schuster-Smith, but Juju comes in. They brought in Valdez-Scantling, MVS.
Oh, shit.
What happened? So what was the news?
Okay, remember how I told you that we got that punter from Georgia, and then we should have got the punt god?
Yeah.
As they call him, from San Diego State.
Yeah.
He has been named, along with two other San Diego State University football players, of being accused of gang raping a 17-year-old girl last year at an off-campus party, and it's in a civil suit. Bro.
What is going on?
Let's just say, both of us being fathers of girls.
Yeah.
And then, you bringing up a young man.
Right.
If that was, I mean, they should castrate and neuter him.
I'm
sorry.
I understand it. I feel you 100%. My only thing with this is I'm gonna try to hold judgment, because we hear these news all the time. I hate to say it, you hear it all the time. I'm trying to hold judgment until we get some more of the facts, but this is bad. That's a really bad look.
There's been a lot. I agree with you. There's a lot of well, he looked at me weird and I didn't. So then that's considered sexual assault.
Right. Sexual. And I'm not. I need people to understand this. We are not glorifying sexual assault, saying sexual assault one way or the other. But let's be honest with you. Sexual assault when we grew up is completely different than what it is now. I mean, and you can't. And I know it's like, well, what do you mean? Well, let's be honest with you. It wasn't as, maybe not as
perfect example. I could have walked up to, we'll use my wife as an example. I seen her in the mall across the way. I could have walked up and I've been like, "Ma'am, you are absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a boyfriend? Can I get your number?"
Right.
If I did that now, I would be put on a fucking list.
And that's the thing. And it's touch and go now. You say it now, and you be like, "Whoa, did I say the wrong thing?" So many things have changed all the way around. But like I said, we're not here to bash anybody. It's just a perspective. It's just
glorifying. It's just the change.
Things are different. So like I said, until we hear everything, we're not going to pass judgment. But if it is true, sheesh. I mean, come on, guys. Come on,
as Becker would put it.
Yeah. We stay away from the dog scissors. All right, back to the Chiefs. So let's look at this Chiefs team. They played tonight against the Packers. I hope they take that L.
The Chiefs, by the way.
I bet you do, buddy. We'll see how I feel about them after the night. It's preseason, so it doesn't matter that much. 12-5. Obviously losing Tyreek Hill. They drafted Sky Moore. The Chiefs offense still looks explosive. I watched them in that game against the Commanders last week. And Pat actually played a couple of series. He might have played more than that, maybe like a quarter. And their offense still looks crisp. They were up 14-0 at one point, and they kind of like, back down a little bit. They still look like the Kansas City Chiefs, even without Tyreek Hill. And there was no Travis Kelce. They had Fortson in there scoring touchdowns for him. He scored, I think, 2 touchdowns. So what are your thoughts on the Chiefs team?
For me, I agree with you upon the offense. They got Juju, Sky Moore. But the one that I really liked, and I'm sorry, I promise I'm not trying to come and take digs at you, is they got MVS. MVS was so underrated. He's fast. He's got good hands when he gets a hold of the ball. I mean, if you would have asked me him or Lazard, I would have picked him, not Lazard. Sorry.
Well, see, but that's the thing, though. The Packers offered him the money. He didn't want to stay. I don't think he left kind of the same reason Devontae left, because they didn't know Aaron was going to be there. And I think that's why, and that he went thinking, well, let me go with the younger Aaron. Let me go with Pat Mahomes. I can't be mad at him for it, but I hope he doesn't drop the ball as much as he did with us than he did. I hope he doesn't drop the ball in Kansas City as much as he did with us. That's what I wanted to say.
Now, I'm again not another shot, but I'm going to tell you that he's a bit more accurate, Mahomes is, than what Rodgers. Rodgers, hands down, has the best.
I wouldn't say that.
Rodgers, hands down. Will you let me give you my argument?
I'm gonna let you go.
He has the best deep ball in the league. Period. No ifs, ands, buts, anything about that. Anything past 25 yards, he's got it. It's the quick outs, curl routes that you got to be suspect because he stares them down too long. That's where we got him when we played the year we won the Super Bowl, and you know it.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. There was a couple moments I was like, man, what you doing? But
he was
can't
also do the arm angles.
Yeah, he was also focused on Devontae then too, and I think that was always amongst Packer fans. We used to say, man, like he's too much. He's focused on Devontae too much and not spreading the ball around. And it showed. It showed a lot. Yeah. And that game was one of the primary games. So I agree with you 100% on that. But, Mahomes did a phenomenal job of spreading the ball around. And this Chiefs team is just, they're always in the mix.
Please explain to me how in God's fucking name Eric Bellamy is not a head coach.
I'll be honest with you, I couldn't explain it to you at this point.
It just don't make sense to me.
Unless he's an extremely bad interview, Jay. He has to be a miserable interview in order for him not to be getting these jobs. He's had multiple. Each year he's probably had like 5 or 6 coaching jobs since his name has been a candidate.
Maybe we don't know is that the situation he could be getting offered, and he could be turning them down because he's happy where he's at.
He could be.
There's always 2 sides to every coin, man.
He could be waiting for Andy Reid to say, all right, that's it. I'm out. It could be waiting for that. I mean, look, that's why I felt about Josh McDaniels for the longest time. And I think he probably would have waited for that's why he didn't take the coach job the first time, because he thought maybe Bill was about to head out the door, and Bill said, no, I got another 25 years. Okay, that's my Bill Belichick impression. I'm sorry. But it was horrible, I know. But maybe that's what it is. But yeah, this AFC West, man, it's going to be an interesting. And with that said,
and their defense.
Oh, go ahead. My fault.
No, their defense is still their defense. I mean, they got to do something. Spagnuolo sucks.
Yeah, their linebacker core is a lot younger. I believe Frank Clark gone, if I'm not mistaken, or is he still there?
No, Frank Clark's still there.
He is still there. He's still there.
They brought in Carlos Dunlap, who has been a shell of himself.
Right.
But they did get the dude from Purdue, George Kalafis. I think say his last name.
Kalafis. Yeah, Kalafis was a lot of people liked him coming into the draft. I know we were kind of huge on the guy.
Leo Chenal, the linebacker from Wisconsin, he's a good linebacker, but I guarantee he has more missed tackles than actual tackles. He overruns. He is Clay Matthews 2.0.
Oh, boy, I'm glad we didn't get him. I tell you that much now. All right, now it's time for our first.
And now it's time for Cash or Trash.
Our first Cash or Trash. So we're doing it separate this time. We got 2 Cash or Trash today for each division. So we're going to start off with our first Cash or Trash. This one is for the AFC West. Javonte Williams will be a top running back this year. Cash or Trash?
I'm gonna cash it. because I know what Chris Carson did when he had, and with having the line and the receivers. Oh yeah, he's gonna be getting them penny drops out the backfield and running. And I think they still got Melvin Gordon too. So
Okay.
What do you got?
Denver running backs there's always a Denver running back that feels like they may be good for a couple seasons, they do some really good stuff, and then they lead a team, something like that. We've seen it many, many times before. Young running backs doing really well in that Mile High atmosphere. I'm gonna cash it. I think he's definitely gonna be top 10. May creep into the top 5, maybe around like 7. I think that they're gonna use him, man.
I know what your Philip Lindsay is the first right there.
Philip Lindsay, Monte Ball. They've had a couple where they had like 1 or 2 good years, and then it kind of fades. And so I'm hoping that's not the case for Williams, because I liked him coming out of North Carolina. But yeah, I'm gonna cash it. Next one, cash or trash. The Chargers defense will be top 5 this year.
After I talked to him, I got to cash it. I mean, they got to stay healthy.
Touche.
Because Bosa and Derwin, I mean, I might be healthier than them, knock on wood.
That's hilarious. I'm going to cash it as well. If they're healthy, that defense is going to be phenomenal. Next one, cash or trash. Hunter Renfrow will have a better year statistically than Devontae Adams.
Oh, trash. No. Just because I think Carr is very excited to have his former college mate back.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe having the other targets that are there, you got Waller and Renfrow, it's going to be dispersed equally, because if not, it's exactly what you said will be repeated what happened in Green Bay, because everybody will know he's going to be targeting, Adams.
Mm-hmm.
Pick.
I'm going to cash it. I think that he's going to end up having to target Renfrow a little bit more, because I think people are going to try to double, and they may not have the choice. They're going to try to double team Devontae when they can, because they're going to be thinking, oh man, well, Carr's going to go to him. I just got a feeling that this is going to be a big year for Hunter Renfrow. I know he had a big year last year. I think it could be bigger this year.
But he got paid. They got to be careful with him because his stature.
Yeah.
And he plays in the slot, and you don't want to see him coming across the slot and getting, smoked by a linebacker, let alone a safety.
That's true. The one reason why I think he also has a really good year, think about who his coach is, and remember he was coaching Wes Walker. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, did I pull that right out of your head?
I mean, you just stole that sucker right out of the brain cells, buddy. So Wes Walker, Julian Edelman, he's had those type of guys. And no, I'm not saying because he's white. It's just the style. If he was Randall Cobb, I'll just say it. I just had to throw that out there just in case.
So glad that you.
What? I'm just saying.
I wasn't thinking it.
I was thinking it, but I wanted to make sure that's what it was. But but for real though, if you look at his style of play, and you look at Walker's and you look at Elements, and especially with a guy from New England coming in, being that head coach and coach those guys, I just see him having a big year. That's just
now, you said all 3 guys, but all 3 of them have different skill set, because the one thing Hunter Renfrow has better than both those guys, he got way better hands. Man,
my man will catch anything. If you throw the ball 45 feet in the air, Hunter Renfrow's going to find a way to catch the football.
I remember that catch in that against Bama. I was watching it with Pops, and he come across that, did an out route, and boom. I was like, he's gonna be great, Dad. And Dad's like, who is he?
Who is that guy? I don't know who you're talking about. Oh man, that's great. Last one in the AFC West, cash or trash. Juju Smith-Schuster will be the best receiver for the Chiefs this year.
Trash.
Who you got? You got
anybody but him.
Wow.
I'm actually gonna go with Sky.
I kind of figured. See, stop pulling stuff out of my brain. I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna say the exact same thing. I thought Sky Moore would probably have the better year. I think he's gonna bring that Tyreek Hill presence, and
he definitely has the same skill set. And where he got drafted from, I mean, same area code area. So
exactly.
I really like what he brings, and he's not as fast. I'm not even going to say he is, but he's definitely got the wheels and the moves.
All right. So we got 25 minutes. We're gonna break down this last
We
division.
better get
for
it
you.
going because
We got to get it rolling,
show, bro.
We got another show. I got 1-on-1 dropping at 8:00. So we're gonna rock it out here. Now we head to the NFC West, ladies and gentlemen, and we're gonna head to the NFC West. This division is another division where it's tough. It's gonna be a tough division. Now the Seahawks obviously are going to be the
crap.
It shouldn't be good. Let's put it that way. It shouldn't be good from the Seahawks perspective. You got a defending Super Bowl champion LA Rams in here. You got a team that they played, both they had the 49ers who was in the NFC championship game against the Rams. And then you got the Cardinals. So they had 3 teams in the playoffs last year. And I remember when we did our preview show last year, Jay, we talked about how this division, we thought then that division would have 3 teams in. And then they did get 3 teams in, maybe not in the order that some people had, but they did get 3 people in, or 3 teams in. So let's talk about this division. First, we're starting off with the Seattle Seahawks, 7-10 last year, 4th in the division. Key addition, Drew Lock. Sorry, I was gonna put Noah Fant, but I was like, no, bro.
But you know what? I went back just because I was bored and had some time. I watched some of Drew Lock's tape when he was in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
He was dropping dimes. He looked great. So possibly you get Metcalf, you got Lockett, Goodwin. They got who I thought, besides Breece Hall, was the best running back in the draft in Walker.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great pickup for them.
And then added offensive line help. I like what they did offensively. Do I think they're gonna win the division? No.
Nah.
But I don't think they're going to take as many steps back. I think that they'll probably win around 8 games.
Really?
So, yeah. Why not?
That's hard for me to say. I would say
you look at the defense, and it's a whole bunch of has-beens or never was.
It's just like, all right. So here's the deal: you got 2 stud receivers in Lockett and Metcalf. You got 2 guys that can catch the football. Though my concern, and I think everybody's concern is, who is it going to be, Locke or is it going to be Geno Smith? Geno Smith had a game last year where he came in for Russell and he had some moments, and then he threw that pick at the end of the game. It was like, Geno, we're rooting for you. And I'd like to see Geno Smith, thrive, and or Drew Lock, one of the either one. But what are you doing?
I didn't realize their third string was Jacob Eason.
Yeah, they got Easton too. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to say they're setting up, and depending on how this year goes, they're going to have a chance at a really stud quarterback in the draft next year. So you might just wait this one out. That's why a lot of people's like, well, why didn't they go get Baker Mayfield? This is kind of why. That draft class is stupid next year.
Oh, yeah.
In a good way, people.
I really hope. No, I really hope, for Stroud's sake, he just stays another year.
Oh, I bet. I know you're praying on Stroud staying another year.
Well,
next, go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry.
No, it's like, especially when we lost our Ewans to Texas transfer.
Well, don't worry.
He's starting over Arch, by the way.
Well, I mean, Arch has got at least another. I think we got another year and a half. Well, at least one more year after that before we see Arch. But All
right, next.
All right, let's go to the next one. San Francisco 49ers. Boo. God, they got our number. They got our number.
But you know what? Jimmy G's got their number because he's the highest paid quarterback in this division.
He does. He is. I mean, it's crazy. Looking at this team, 10-7, 3rd in the division, but obviously they made that run and were close to going to the Super Bowl again. Kyle Shanahan is a great coach. And I trust him when it comes to this. I know it sounds crazy. I trust him a little bit in this Jimmy G situation, even though I think Jimmy G is kind of getting the shaft here. I mean, you look at it, Jimmy G is, he's gotten them far in the playoffs. And no, it hasn't been great statistically, but he's managed that team to the playoffs. He's gotten them to a Super Bowl. He's gotten them to NFC championship, 2 NFC championship games. So you got to give him that much love there. But you draft Trey Lance, number 3. The man's got to play at some point. You don't draft. That's why I said, like, with the Packers, they don't have the Aaron Rodgers situation where they can let Jordan Love sit.
Well, with their depth chart that I'm looking at right now, Jimmy G is their 4th string quarterback.
Yeah, they just don't plan on keeping my man there. They just
I mean,
I'm intrigued to see where he goes.
Oh, I mean, everybody is because, I mean, he's not a terrible quarterback by any means.
Right.
He just, they got their guy in Lance. And from what I've seen, tape-wise, he's going to be what they really believe he is. So
he just, to me, Jay, Lance just needs playing time.
we
only saw him start one time last year. And I think that was against Arizona, and I think they ended up losing like 17-7 or something like that. It was a 17-7 or 17-10. We saw a sample size. He's made a couple throws. He's made a couple throws in the preseason. I was like, he threw like in the Green Bay game, he threw like a 75-yard bomb down. I was like, oh, I said, they're still trying to find ways to beat us with these running quarterbacks. I don't know. But anyway, I look at it and I want to see what he can do. Like, I really want to see what he can do. You pick him third. That's what I have. I have that feelings with Jordan Love at times, but not until Aaron Rodgers retires. So I want to see how that goes. But San Francisco is going to be another headache in this division. They're just a tough team. They're physically tough on the defensive side. Jimmy Ward and the boys. It's a lot.
You just bring up Jimmy Ward because he's the one that knocked your ass out.
Yes, Jimmy Ward is the one that took me out on the sideline at
That's one of my most favorite Darrell Owens TV time.
Man, look, I still got the picture sitting in my phone. And you see me and him hugging on the sideline. And so
I felt bad for you because I was like, dude, was that Darrell? Oh, damn, he's dead.
Well, the best part about it, and I always tell people this, I said, when Jimmy ran up on me, I tried to move out the way twice. I moved the first time back. He moved back. I moved forward. He moved forward. I just embraced it at that point. I knew it was going to happen. So he ran up on it, and like if you catch the picture, you see us like we got our arms around each other like we're dancing at the prom. And he's just like, he's just like, you all right, man? I said, I'm good, brother. I said, good play. He said, thanks, brother. He tapped me on the butt. I tapped him on the butt. I'm man enough to say I did it. He ran back on the field.
Was it firm?
No comment. Next one, we got the Arizona Cardinals, 11-6 last year, second in division. Key addition, they added Jordan Phillips from Buffalo, and then they lost Chandler Jones. Now, this team, probably in a lot of people's eyes, one of the most disappointing teams last year. They started off that season on fire. They were like 7-1. Thanks to the Packers. Go Pack, go. They were 7-1, and then things just, Kyler got hurt. Hopkins was hurt. Colt McCoy came in, did the best he could for a while. They struggled, Jay. They struggled so bad at the end of that season and just kind of walked themselves into the playoffs. The only big game they had that they won in that stretch was against the Arlington Desperados, and that was it.
Okay, two things quick off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, key addition, I don't agree with the Jordan Phillips because the trade, they got Hollywood Brown.
That's what it was. I couldn't think of the person. Oh, Jay, I'm so mad at myself because I was like, man, they traded for somebody, and that's my fault. I should have.
Well, and they just pulled off another trade with the Bills. They got Cody Ford to help, with that offensive line stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They paid, Murray, which whatever, Colt McCoy did good backing up.
Right.
So Murray needs to stay at the same level or better with the wide receiver group he's got. They got a couple young guys, but, and then Christian Kirk, fuck you. You really screwed up the wide receiver market for everybody, bro.
My man is like, look, Christian Kirk, you can kick rocks. You can kick rocks.
I mean, I'm just going to be honest. They got a couple linebackers that, I was disappointed in Simmons. I really expected him to be better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he plays well as in this scheme, to be honest. Bubba Baker's still going to be a Pro Bowler, but I see these guys fighting with whoever's going to be in second place. To be honest.
It's going to be a tough. Like I said, this division is going to be tough. That's why we saved the West for last, not the best. How you like that one? How you like that one?
I liked it.
Yes, we saved the West for last because it's just the division. The West is going to be wild this year. It's going to be wild.
The Wild West.
The Wild West. It could be a slobber knocker, JR. It could be any of that stuff, but we'll see. Last team, of course, the defending Super Bowl champion LA Rams. We didn't know there was times last year that they looked like the best team in the league, and there was times they looked like they were struggling. But they pulled it off. They got that trade for Odell Beckham. and it came up. It paid dividends up until the Super Bowl when he got hurt. So I mean, this Rams team, key addition, and this was tough too because they got Allen Robinson. They obviously bring in that bad man Bobby Wagner to go on that defense. He's still older, but you bring in that leadership, and then you lose Von Miller. Jay, what are your thoughts on the Rams?
You still got Aaron Darnold. Need I say more?
No, you need not say more.
Taylor Rapp will be traded before week 6 because they drafted Jordan Fuller in the 6th round in the 2020 draft. His first game in the league, he picked Tom Brady twice. He's made Taylor Rapp replaceable. I mean, didn't they bring our homeboy out of retirement to make depth there?
Yeah,
because Fuller was, there was people hurt. Yeah. I'm trying to remember who was it? God,
you talking about on
their safety?
They brought in I'm not. He's a great player. Why am I having a brain freeze?
I don't know, dude. I can't remember.
Oh my God.
Shit.
Not Decker.
No, it's not. God.
Why am I saying Decker? Y'all, come on. We know him. Like,
where is the stat?
Eric Weddle. Eric Weddle.
There we go.
There we go. Eric Weddle. I had a brain freeze, man. Like,
Matt Gay. This is for you. We drafted you couldn't kick, rocks, as Darrell would say, but then you knock us out of the playoffs. Whatever it is, what it is. I love the fact that Lions quarterback for so many years leaves first year Super Bowl.
Man, I feel bad for the Lions franchise, man.
I feel bad for him, but it's got to tell you a lot about McVay knowing, because he's like, golf is not the answer. They gave up a lot to get him.
Yep, and it worked. They got a Super Bowl out of it. They got a Super Bowl out of it.
Now we got elbow problems for Stafford.
Yeah, but they got the ring. It's funny because I remember saying a while back, I think it was a while ago. I was like, I said LA's going to try to buy themselves a championship. Well, guess what? Not in the, here's a $50 bill under the table, but they went out there and they brought themselves a championship. Yeah. They brought in the best talent they could to help them pull it out, and they did.
They did, but you still got Cooper Kupp, nobody would, if you would have said Cooper Kupp was the best wide receiver in the league last year, they'd all told us we were smoking crack.
Yeah, but we've talked about Cooper Kupp for years. Even I remember when we had a draft
show.
You
just like saying his name. That was the first part. Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp. I love Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp. All right, I'm sorry. I like his name, but no, a good friend of mine's, Richmond Tiemann, the Fan Show. He used to cover Cooper Kupp at the games when he was out in Washington, and he said, "Man, the kid's going to be special." And lo and behold, he was special. So
very much so. But
yeah, that Rams
Allen Robinson, it could be sneaky good, but he's going to be the bust on this team this year.
Really? No. See, that's the thing. Here's the thing. I thought about that at one point, Jay, but I'm gonna be honest with you. The reason why I don't think that's the case is because, yeah, he struggled. He was in there in Chicago, and God bless him. Him and Justin Fields never got a rapport, but I don't blame him. I just blame just bad situation. You're going to a situation where he's going to get the ball. He's probably their number 2 receiver. Oh no, he's definitely their number 2 receiver. Cooper Kupp's going to see a lot more attention.
He's not.
Who would you say is their number 2?
Van Jefferson.
Nah.
Oh yeah, come on, man.
Van's 3. Van's good though. Van's good, but see, I still need to see more from Van. Allen Robinson, I'm telling you. So, even if he is, let's say he is 3, we'll go and say he's 3. But they're gonna be good. They're gonna still be competitive. That division is gonna be tough.
Now, I will say this, unless they're playing my team, if something happens to Stafford, I want to see their number 3 quarterback playing.
Me too. Let's go, Perkins. I would like to see my man Perkins play. I saw he made some great plays during the preseason. I saw him making a couple of magic moves out there. It was good to see my man get a ring. So congratulations to Mr. Perkins out there, Mr. Dwayne Perkins. I just made me feel good to see.
To be honest, 12 minutes morning. Yep. Thank you, honey.
Thank you. The 12-minute morning.
Side note, fantasy note, get Woods, tight end, Colts. Will
Jelani, yes, go get Jelani.
the best tight end in fantasy football, rookie-wise.
I agree. Go get him, because watch out. Him and Matt Ryan could have something special there. We'll see. Matt Ryan's still trying to get his foot going there, though, but we'll see.
Matt, just remember, when Tony Gonzalez played, Matt Ryan
he was lighting him up. And you got this 6'7" monster. Shoot. All right, y'all. You know what time it is. It is time for...
And now it's time for Cash or Trash.
Part 2. All right, so with Cash or Trash Part 2, we are doing the NFC West. First one, Cash or Trash. Tyler Lockett will be traded before the trade deadline this year.
I'm going to cash it because I think if they start off bad, I think Lockett and Metcalf will be gone.
I'm also going to cash it. I don't think Metcalf will be gone unless he begs to leave, because they just paid him all that money.
He doesn't want to be there.
He paid the money to be there. Maybe he just wanted the money and then maybe make the move afterwards. So I can see that. But I think Lockett's going to get traded because the team I tell you to watch out for, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a homer, the Packers did intrigue interest in trying to get Tyler Lockett at some point. So Goot, you know what to do. Goots, you know what to do. So I fully expect it. Next one, Cash or Trash. Deebo Samuel production will decline this year.
Trash. I mean, the zone blocking scheme helps him out because their running backs are deep. I know they've definitely lost Morset to the Dolphins, but they still got Mitchell and a couple other guys there. So, no, I don't think he will. As long as he stays on the field, he'll be fine.
Yeah, he got banged up a lot last year, especially in the playoffs. I mean, I remember watching him holding his ribs in the Green Bay game. He took a beating in that rant. He still was out there doing his thing, though. I say I'm going to cash this only because I don't think it's going to be a bad decline. Not like, oh, my God, why they pay Deebo Samuel all that money? Why they try? I think it's going to be one of those things where, they're going to try to be a little bit more reserved with him, make sure they don't – I know they paid him extra when they paid him to get, more running plays, but I think they're going to be a little bit more conservative with him because he wants to save his body.
Brandon Ioka has been the one that gets hurt more. So, and like I said, with the zone blocking scheme, it's, one cut and you're downhill. So,
yep.
Anyway.
So we'll see. Next one, Cash or Trash. Kyler Murray will struggle without DeAndre Hopkins. Cash or Trash?
Cash.
Yeah. Look, man, it's not going to be good. I mean, now him and Hollywood Brown do have a rapport. Well, we know that.
He's not DeAndre Hopkins.
He's not DeAndre Hopkins.
Is the best wide receiver in the league.
It's crazy. Before we move, DeAndre Hopkins is never hurt, and it's like last year was his first year. I think I remember seeing him being hurt. It's the first time that Clemson curse caught up with him, and it's just like hopefully then the PDs or the PD situation or whatever it was got him. It's like, man, DeAndre, but he's only 6 games. We'll see what happens when he gets back. Last one, Cash or Trash. Allen Robinson will have a better year than Cooper Kupp.
I'm trashing that shit.
I'm trashing it too. I just thought it would be fun to see you smile when it do. I'm trashing it too. No, Cooper Kupp's gonna have a phenomenal year.
Because I remember when Allen Robinson got my love child from that draft wide receiver, James Washington.
Yeah.
And I'm still waiting for him to break the fuck out.
Don't worry, he's got a lot of chances this year in Dallas. He's got a lot of chances in Dallas this year. All right, everybody, that is it. That is episode 300 of the LegacyMaker Sports Podcast here on the LegacyMaker Sports Network. Once again, everybody, we truly thank you all for 5 years and 10 months of greatness and rocking with us all that time and being a part of us all that time. It's just absolute honor.
Just being there. We really appreciate it. Trials, tribulations, life happening, good, bad, and ugly.
Yep. And we truly appreciate y'all for it, man. I mean, without you guys, we're nothing. Thank y'all for supporting the network. Thanks for everything. And well, guess what, Jay? The road to 400 begins. The The road to 400 begins. Once again, everybody,
I
thank you all.
I don't want to be 50 when we get there.
We're not going to be 50. I mean,
no, me.
That's what I'm saying. Not going to be 50. But,
right.
Once again, everybody, thank y'all all. We truly appreciate it. I got to listen there real quick. My man Rick said Cooper Kupp gonna be league MVP this year. Okay, well, I'm gonna let that fly.
Yeah, but Rick talking smack already to me on Facebook, trying to get my wife in Ohio State and Notre Dame thing. I don't talk shit till the game's over, bro.
Gotta know better. Once again, everybody, thank you all. Truly appreciate it. For those who want to catch a little bit more action, 1-on-1 is starting in, I don't know, let's see,
6 minutes.
6 minutes, while I have special guest, Virginia Tech long snapper Justin Pollock, who's going to be joining me on that episode. So once again, everybody, thank you all for tuning in. Me and Jay will be back in a couple weeks. We got some traveling to do, so we'll be back with episode 301, and we'll keep you guys updated. Updated on that. Once again, everybody, thank you all. Appreciate y'all for 300, and thank you for all your support.
God bless you, and be nice to everybody.
That's right. Until next time. Peace.